Just 10 years after India became independent, the country witnessed its first financial scandal. One investment made entire nation question, is their money safe? The year was 1957. India was still learning what independence truly meant. People believed that the future would be safer. New institutions were being built, new laws were being introduced, and people had started trusting those institutions with their hard earned money. 1 year before that, which is in 1956, the government had brought together hundreds of insurance companies to create one organization, the Life Insurance Corporation of India. For millions of families, LIC wasn't just another office building, it was hope. People paid their premiums in LIC believing that one day, if something happened to them, their family would still be safer. Nobody imagined that trust would be tested soon. Meanwhile, in Calcutta, a businessman named Haridas Mundra had spent years building his business empire. He bought struggling companies and invested heavily in the stock market on them. And for a while, everything seemed to be working. People admired his confidence. Newspapers followed his success. From the outside, he looked like another businessman chasing bigger dreams, but appearance can be dangerously misleading. Behind the closed doors, his companies were running out of money. Loans had piled up. People gave him the loan, wanted the money back. Banks were losing patience day by day. Every passing day pushed him closer to collapse. If he couldn't find the money quickly, everything he had built would be destroyed. When no one expected, LIC invested 1.26 crores in 6 companies connected to Haridas Mundra. Today, you might think it's just 1.26 crores. Just think how much that 1.26 crore would worth in today's money. LIC had invested public's money. At first, the investment didn't make any headlines as it looked like another business decision. But inside financial circles, people had already started talking. Why LIC is investing huge amount of money onto losing companies? Is there any reason? Or is there someone who's making this happen? Those questions might have been disappeared forever if one man had decided to remain silent. On 16th December 1957, a member of parliament, Firoz Gandhi, stood inside Lok Sabha and asked few questions. Why had LIC invested public's money in companies that were already struggling? Why had usual investment process allegedly been bypassed? Who approved the deal? Sometimes history changes when one person asked the right question at the right time. Within days, the whole country heard the question and started wondering what's happening. Newspapers started carrying the story. Radio stations discussed about it. Ordinary people who had never heard of the name Haridas Mundra suddenly wanted answers. The growing controversy couldn't be ignored. The then Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, announced an independent inquiry, and the inquiry was led by one of India's most respected judges, Justice M.C. Chagla. Unlike many investigations, this one happened in public. Journalists filled the courtroom. Witnesses gave evidence under oath. Documents were examined in front of everyone as the whole nation watched. In just 24 days, Justice Chagla submitted his report. His report said the investment process had not followed the proper procedures and criticized the way the decision had been taken. The findings shocked the whole country. The consequences were immediate. The then Financial Minister of India, T.T. Krishnamachari, resigned after the inquiry, accepting the political responsibilities. As per the report, Haridas Mundra did not persuade millions of Indians to invest in his companies. But when LIC bought 1.26 crore worth of shares linked to his business empire, it gave him the lifeline he desperately needed. The question that shook the nation wasn't whether the shares were bought. It was why they were brought in the first place. Nobody even today has the clear answer for this question, and it was silenced after the resignation of T.T. Krishnamachari. Though there was no direct commercial deal between Haridas Mundra and LIC, in the sense of a negotiated rescue agreement or written contract saying LIC will save my companies. The scandal arose because LIC purchased the shares from Haridas Mundra's group, and the question became why and under whose influence the purchase had happened. Remember, it was 1957-1958. Investigative agencies, forensic accounting, and the financial regulations were nowhere near developed as they are today. To prove the criminal corruption, investigators would have needed evidence such as bribes, secret payments, written instructions showing the corrupt intent, witness testimony admitting the conspiracy. The inquiry did not cover such evidences. That doesn't mean the investment was considered acceptable. It means the available evidence supported the findings about improper process, not the proven criminal motive. Haridas Mundhra was later prosecuted and sentenced to prison for financial offences. Mundhra was not arrested because LIC bought his shares. Once the scandal became public, authorities started examining his business empire. What they found out was much bigger than the LIC transaction. Investigators alleged that Mundhra had manipulated the share prices, created misleading financial statements, used company funds improperly, violated provisions of a Companies Act, committed financial irregularities in several companies under his control. Those allegations led to criminal proceedings. He was eventually convicted and imprisoned. Later, LIC strengthened the way it approved the major investments, but perhaps the biggest change wasn't inside the office. It was inside the minds of people. For the first time, independent India had seen that public institutions could be questioned, that uncomfortable questions could be asked, and the accountability mattered. The Mundhra Scandal wasn't India's biggest financial fraud, but it was the first. Long before Harshad Mehta, long before Ketan Parekh, long before Nirav Modi, there was Haridas Mundhra. One businessman trying to save collapsing empire, one member of parliament who refused to ignore difficult questions, one judge who followed the evidence wherever it led, and one scandal that reminded a young nation: money can build institutions, but only accountability can make people trust them.